Well, I became a trainer first of all to make a positive change in our country by training people, and also to make sure that the election we are going into are conducted in a proper manner, which will be able to give our country a good image, and also that being the first elections under the new constitution, it is very important to make sure that they are done well. That I'll do that by providing the highest quality training that I've been given by my trainers.
I became a trainer of ELOG. First of all, I like ELOG because it is a permanent platform for long-term observers, and it is an organization that I can keep on working with, not only this time but even the next election or any other election, because I also work with the community.
I have a passion for having a Kenya that has gone through a peaceful and transparent election, so that we cannot have what transpired in this country in the year 2007 and 2008.
I am motivated to participate towards the realization of free, credible and fair elections in this country, especially this being the very first elections in the new constitutional dispensation. It is extremely important and personal to me that this become fair, free, credible and as much as possible.
I am a human rights specialist, and as you know, the right to vote is so fundamental that it's enshrined not only in our constitution but also in the major international human rights instruments. So by becoming a TOT, I'm going to impart on very many people the need to treat the right to vote and to determine their leadership. I'll give them the knowledge they need to exercise this right, and also to be part of a process that ensures that there is credible, free and fair elections.
First of all, I'm a communication specialist, and training is something that I've always wanted to do, and ELOG has given me an opportunity to make a career out of it. And secondly, after the 2007 post-election violence, it was a great privilege to have a part to play in helping rebuild the confidence of the Kenyans in the electoral process.
I wanted to take care of the interest of the minority groups in this country, and ELOG has given an equal platform for all people in this country to be able to participate actively in the electoral process.
I think the diversity of Kenyans, because normally when you're training a group, you get different compositions, people from different parts of the country. So when they come together in a class and you watch them interact, I think it makes for very interesting times. Activity for us at ELOG is important because of the nature of information it collects. It also collects primarily processed information as well as qualitative information, and so quantitative. So what that means for us is that we're able to see, was the process free and fair, were there any issues in the process, so we can be able to advise the IEBC on what to change or human error factors to avoid. And at the same time, the information that we get qualitatively enables us to give a fairly accurate prediction of how the elections will go. At the same time, it acts as a measure of verifying the results.
The PVT is very important because, first of all, being a scientific method, and it captures, or rather it brings the information in real time, which also can be able to help in deterring any kind of fraud in the elections, which will give confidence in the citizens of this Kenya, because the people in charge of giving information to the public, the information will be given, it will kind of give the confidence to the citizen by making sure that, or informing them, the elections were done in a proper manner.
PVT is very important for election observation because of its uniqueness of accuracy.
PVT is important because is a process that helps to try and give a reflection of what is going to transpire in the whole general election. So it validates the official result that is going to be provided by IEBC.
PVT is important because it has heightened the bar of accountability with regard to accountability.
in the electoral process because we are using an advanced scientific formula in election observation.
One, it is that it is scientific, therefore it's objective. Number two, it is quickly. I mean, it's fast in its mechanisms. So in this way, therefore, we get a feedback very fast. And thirdly, I think that PVT is non-biased, which is the same as scientific also. But it's being non-biased, it's able to give us a rough idea of the process itself and what really happened.
PVT is very important because it gives a chance to get a parallel and independent observation of how the election process is so that we can give an accurate account whether the process was credible.
And this gives enough room for analysis properly before the results are shared and are given. And it's important because the results that are collected are done everywhere in the country, not in a particular part of the country. So the system is equal to everybody and to every scenario.
The thing that became a pleasant surprise for me is the kind of database that ELOG is using this time around, which is different from the one that we used during the referendum. It is an extremely forgiving and friendly database that makes the SMSing and reporting system much easier for the observer, so that in the event that they are unable to type out capital letters only or lowercase only, that there is no complications about spacing. Such things make the system extremely friendly and easier for the observers to use. So that was a pleasant surprise for me.
What has surprised me most is learning about the importance of the election process in building democracy, and I've been able to be impacted by knowledge on how important the process is and what is required in order to build confidence in Kenyans.
It was my first time to learn about PVT, and what surprised me is that we can use PVT to report through SMS, and it is a very unique method that nobody else can send SMS. It's only the observers who can send SMS, and the system can keep on receiving messages from morning to evening. That makes PVT accurate in giving the results.
What I learned during training that really gave me the insight of the elections is when certain of the information that are being transmitted by observers, like using the checklist and using the incident form, where they are going to utilize those forms to report immediately via SMS to help the electoral observation group to understand the issues that are going across the country.
Well, what I learned during the time that surprised me, first of all, something which I've learned that in my thought I've been hearing, I never expected that we're going to have an extra day for election. That is something I've never anticipated, though I'm looking forward to it.
Again, what surprised me, being my first time here, is the PVT itself. I never heard about it. I didn't know that it exists. But what surprised me is how it relays the results. You know, within the sampled polling stations, can give us an idea of the whole country, and you know, by evening, the ELOG, or let's say by 10, the ELOG steering committee can know what has happened so far in almost the entire country.
What surprised me most about training is citizens really have a lot of information. They are very eager to be part of the process, but they don't know how to. So during the trainings, you get the interaction that they really want to be able to impact in the process and actively participate. With the observation, it allows them then to do so. So that was really interesting and challenging for me.